Hey everybody, it's Dalton over at gringoguides.com. I hope you're having a great weekend. And this video is all about mistakes that native English speakers make when they're speaking Spanish. Now, just as a disclaimer, I'm not a native speaker. I wasn't born into a Hispanic household. It's my second language. I know a couple languages too. I mean, I know a little French and Portuguese, but that's for another time. Anyway, I have lived in Spain for about 4 months. I did in the past, and I've traveled all throughout Central America, Mexico, and these are just some of the things that I've noticed native English speakers doing when they try to speak Spanish. So I've also included some PowerPoint slides that go along with each section. They're pretty brief and very informative. So if you guys are visual learners like I am, I think you'll benefit from them. So only the first mistake I see people make is pronouncing the H. So in Spanish with H, you don't want to pronounce it. So a lot of people, when they want to say hablar, I actually did this when I was first learning hablar, hoy. You don't want to do that. So what you should say is hablar. So you want to make that H silent. If it's at the beginning of the word or if it's in the middle of the word, hablar. So I actually have the slide following. So hablar is to speak, and then hoy is today, and then I is there is. And I also kind of talk about the definitions along with how to pronounce them. And then another example is ahorrar, which means to save money. And then ahorro is saving. So if you want to say checking account, you say cuenta de ahorros. It's checking account. It's not checking account, it's savings account, pardon me. Yeah, ahorro is to save money. And notice how the H, it's not the beginning of the word, but you want to make it silent. So that's kind of the first mistake I see. The next mistake is with the Nye. So the Nye, it's kind of a different letter. It's in the Spanish alphabet. It looks a lot like an N, but has that little kind of squiggly line on top. And it's actually pretty funny though, because one letter can change a word's entire meaning. So for example, ano and año are two different things. So año means year. So año nuevo is new year. And then ano, it actually means anus. So it's two different things, just one little Nye. And then the best way to pronounce kind of the Nye is just, it's like NY. So it's like an yo. That's the best way. So NY, think of whenever you see an Nye, it's just the NY. I mean, that was one word that kind of gave me a hard time when I was first learning Spanish. And then a couple other kind of funny things. There's cono, which is just like a cone. Like cono de helado is like ice cream cone. And if you say coño, it's a Spanish swear. So again, two different meanings. You guys probably think I have a dirty mind, but I don't. They're just kind of common examples of how one Nye can change an entire meaning. And so, I mean, that's the second point I like to bring up. The slide to go along with it too. And then also the third point, I think it's kind of multiple points in one. It's the Spanish R. So R's in Spanish are a little bit different. So English speakers, they say R's very harshly. So for example, I'm just going to say Red Rover. Notice how when I say Red Rover, my lips kind of go like Red Rover. So it's a very kind of harsh sound, and that's not how it is in Spanish. So instead in Spanish, you kind of want to touch the tip of your tongue kind of on the roof of the mouth. So it's like kind of how as the air passes through. And it's a much softer, it's a much softer sound. So for example, and I'll show you on the slide following my little speech. So for example, carro means car. And notice how like I kind of touch the tip of my tongue to the roof of my mouth. So it's carro. And then ahorro is saving. That's the other example. And then perro is a dog. So notice how it's like the sound. It's very common in Spanish, and it's completely different from the more harsher R. Now, also, one thing I noticed that English speakers do when speaking Spanish is pretty much like a lot of Spanish verbs that end with AR, IR, ER. So R is a pretty important word. It doesn't matter where it is. So some people say, they say hablar, comer. It's a very harsh ending. But instead, I notice a lot of Spanish speakers doing comer, hablar. So it's not nearly as strong. And it's kind of crazy because I noticed a lot of different regions. I actually spoke about this in a previous video and also on a guest post I did for Fluent 3 Months, a lot of different regions like the Caribbean and those kind of countries, they take out letters altogether. Not just R, but like the S's. I mean, I was mentioning like instead of saying estoy aquí, some people in like Puerto Rico, they say estoy aquí. So I mean, it's kind of a common thing to like not pronounce the entire letter. And then it's actually kind of crazy because I am learning French and I've done Duolingo, I watched some YouTube videos, and with French, they only pronounce the R. So the word manger is to eat. It's M-A-N-G-E-R. And the E-R, it's like manger. They don't even pronounce the last two. And then, yeah, so those are the main three kind of mistakes I see people make. Just pronouncing the H, the Enye, how it's a different pronunciation. It can actually change an entire meaning, and the R's, not rolling the R's and kind of saying them very harshly. It's like, wow, it's a big giveaway for someone who's just kind of learning Spanish. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I actually include in the description a post I did about mistakes that Spanish speakers make when they try to speak English. So it's kind of a reversal, and I hope you guys like it too. Anyway, hope you like the video. Please feel free to like it, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and again, hasta la próxima. Until next time. Thank you. Bye.